Hey there, Rachel Cook here, founder of The Yogipreneur and creator of The Yogipreneur's Guide to Conscious Business Design, where I teach yogis, healers, and holistic entrepreneurs how to design a business that loves you back, where you can share your divine gifts with people who you adore working with and who happily pay premium to work with you and still have the time and energy to honor yourself and your family. This is something I'm incredibly passionate about, and that's helping you to design a business that works for you instead of you working your butt off for your business. What I tend to see in our community is entrepreneurs who are kind of just getting onto this hamster wheel of entrepreneurship, and they don't know how to set up their business, how to set up their marketing, so that they're taking advantage of the fact that people are looking for them. Instead, they seem to make it harder on themselves by not having a solid system in place, a solid strategy in place, and a real cohesive plan. Instead, they're operating in the throw spaghetti at the wall, constantly experimenting, trying different things out, hoping that they'll just come across the way that will magically start attracting people to them. And maybe you've been through this. Maybe you have put together a website, and maybe you put together social media, and maybe you started all these different things you were hoping would bring more people into your business. Maybe you heard that working with a niche is the way to go, so you started offering a class specifically for a specific demographic of people. And you're finding that the more you're experimenting, it's just not working. And so you keep experimenting, and then you keep getting frustrated. You might have even reached out to find a coach or somebody who could, kind of give you some more ideas. But it's just not happening. You're not seeing the results you wanted. What tends to happen for people that I'm working with is they've been doing all this experimentation, and it just seems to make everything harder. It just seems to make business more challenging. And 6 months down the road, they're not seeing the changes they had hoped for. 6 months into doing all of this experimentation and trying out all these different things, they just haven't seen what they're hoping for. They haven't started to feel that this has gotten easier. In fact, usually they're more frustrated because nothing has really worked. So we're sitting here tomorrow. We're officially 90 days away from the end of 2011 and 90 days away from the new year. And the new year, the 2012, when people are making these New Year's resolutions and people are looking forward to a new year, this is usually the biggest time for our industry, for our field. This is when more and more people are wanting to get healthy, they're wanting to get more in tune with their spirituality, they're wanting to grow personally, and this is a huge opportunity for you. But if you're not taking the time right now, if you're not putting the pieces together and putting together a cohesive strategy and a real plan right now, chances are your business is going to ring in the new year, again, throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping that you'll land upon that magic bullet that will make everything happen. And this is really a frustrating way to run your business as an entrepreneur, and it's really one of the leading reasons why most people who get started on this path, who get started in our field as yogis, as healers, as holistic health providers, wellness providers, personal development specialists. This is why so many people end up just leaving this field in a very short period of time. This is why so many can't make it past a year or 2 years in this field, because it's a constant drain if you feel like you're not gaining any traction. If you're constantly experimenting and you don't have a solid plan, it's really frustrating to be flying by the seat of your pants for years on end. It's kind of like, instead of going into teaching a yoga class where you're prepared and you have a sequence that you're going to guide your students through, where you know exactly what the progression of events is going to be, you know where you're leading them. And you can then, when you have that solid sequence, that's when you can add variations. That's when you can experiment and be playful and add some interest into it, because you have a solid plan and they trust you. They know that you're going to lead them to where they need to go. Well, it's the same exact thing in your business. If you don't have that solid foundation, if you don't have that solid plan, then you're not able to show that real leadership that your community needs you to provide them with, to show them that you can take them where they need to go. You can help them to overcome this health challenge. You can help them to overcome this physical challenge. You can help them to reach these goals. This is what leadership is all about. This is what you're showing them in the studio. This is what you're showing them in their yoga practice. And when you have that solid foundation, that is where you can start to experiment, and you can start to then put some variation in there, be a little bit more playful with it. That's where it becomes easy, and that's where it's not so much hard work. Because instead of showing up and just piecing together a random class where nothing flows, where your students are confused, they don't know what's coming next, they don't know if they can trust you because they feel really on edge, they feel like they don't know what's coming, it's very confusing. And this is something that as teachers, we know we can't do this to people. We know that if they're going to trust us as teachers, that we have to be prepared, that we have to have that solid foundation, and that we have to know in advance what is coming. We have to know what the sequence is. And this is what the Yogipreneur's Guide to Conscious Business Design is all about. It's all about giving you that solid foundation so that you know exactly what you are putting into place in your business over the next several months, over the next several years. It's that solid foundation, that solid sequencing for your business, so that then once you have that as your solid foundation, then you can get really playful with it. That's when you can get creative and start doing those variations, start doing those exciting experiments, and see what resonates with people and take people deeper with you. But if you don't have that solid foundation, they're not going to trust you. And this is really crucial to those of us in this field, is to be the person that is trusted, to be the leader. And if your business is not set up to allow you to show your leadership potential, to allow you to build trust with your community, then your business is going to really struggle to survive, and you're not going to hit that sweet spot where you can really thrive in your zone of genius, thrive in the creativity that you bring, and thrive as a leader who can truly serve people from your divine gifts. So this video really is the reality check for you. We're 90 days away. The year is 3/4 done. Have you accomplished what you set out to accomplish for 2011? Or has this year been just throwing spaghetti at the wall, searching for information, like desperately searching to find that silver bullet, that answer that will suddenly flip the switch and make things happen for your business? I have to say, there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of, the easy answers, but generally they're not going to work. And they're not going to work because they're not a solid solution. They're not a system. They're not providing you with the foundation that you need. And if you've been having trouble with growing your community, with finding the clients who are perfect for you, then chances are you haven't really created that solid foundation in all of your marketing and all of your communications to your community. And when you don't have that solid foundation in place, what tends to happen is this. When you don't have a solid foundation in your marketing and the way that you're communicating with people in your community, what tends to happen is people don't really understand the value that you're providing. They don't understand, why are you the person that's going to help me? Why are you the person I should be trusting with my health, with my spirituality, with guiding me towards developing myself and really becoming the person that I'm meant to be? Why should I trust you? If your marketing and your communication isn't clearly describing this, they don't know. They have no idea. Your marketing and communication might not be reaching the right people if you are having a hard time growing your community. How do you know if you're not growing your community? Because you're not having new people approaching you. You're not having new people reaching out. You're not having new people email you or pick up the phone and call you or show up to your events and your classes or sign up for your latest programs or services. And this is a shame because people are looking for you. I know they're looking for you. And I have the research to back up that they are looking for you. People are actively looking for what it is that you have to provide. But chances are your marketing is not reflecting what they need to hear to take that next step, to make that crossing of the bridge to where they're standing right now, desperately searching for you, to knowing that you are the person that they are looking for. Chances are your marketing is not reflecting anything that they actually need to hear to make that jump, to make that leap of faith. And that is what I designed the Yogipreneur's Guide to Conscious Business Design for, to help you understand the missing link in your communication, in your marketing, to help you really embody what it is that you are here to provide to people, to understand that your divine gifts are here for a reason. They're here to serve, and to make sure that your communication truly allows people to know what your divine gifts are and why you are the person that is here to lead them, why you are the person that is here to help them. If you don't have this piece in your marketing, you're going to continue down this spiral, this downward spiral of trying to make your business work, of trying to get more people into your business, of trying to get the clients that you really want to work with. And when you don't have these pieces in place, you're stuck in this really weird space where I know most of us, including myself, hate to be, which is trying to convince people that you're the right person, trying to convince them that you are who they need to work with. And this puts you in the position of having to sell yourself and sell your talents and sell your gifts. You don't have to do any of that if your marketing is put clearly into place, if you have the foundation from which you can really guide them. Again, having that sequencing so that they know and they can trust that you have their best interest at heart, that you truly know how to get them from where they are right now, from where they're struggling, from when they're in pain, from where they want to move from, and you can guide them with confidence to where they want to be, to becoming that person that they really are here to be, to answering their own highest vision for themselves. This is why I created the Yogipreneur's Guide to Conscious Business Design. So we're 90 days away. 90 days. What could you do in 90 days? In 90 days, you could learn all of the skills, all of the systems, and have all of the tools and the templates so that your business could start attracting exactly who you want to work with. In 90 days, you could have a deeper understanding of how to communicate with your community in a way that is more about educating them and serving them than convincing or selling them on what you do or how you can help them. It's more about serving, which is such a beautiful place to be building a business from where you're really working with your community and honoring them and serving them from your divine gifts. And there is a real system to putting that in place to where you're really giving everybody a taste of what you have to offer, and they are so enticed by it. It really whets their palate, and then they willingly come to you, ready to take the next step, ready to make that leap of faith so that they can experience their own transformation. And it all comes down to you having the foundation in your business, having the foundation for your own marketing, for your own communication to actually make this happen. How do I know this system works? Because it's worked brilliantly for me. It's worked brilliantly for my colleagues, for my dear mentors and coaches and people who I have been studying with. It's worked brilliantly for the dozens of people who have gone through this program, who've experienced results that blew me away, who when they started implementing these different pieces of conscious business design in their own business, after the first module of this training, they started experiencing massive results. And after the entire 12 module training program, they were tripling the amount of people they were serving. They were tripling their income. They were having so much fun in their business, and they were so in their heart doing this work that it just felt natural to them. They were launching their businesses. They were getting ready with new programs that they could serve more people with. And it was really exciting to see this unfold for all of these amazing, amazing heart-centered entrepreneurs. So if you're ready to take this entire process of being a heart-centered entrepreneur, if you're really ready to serve with your divine gifts, and you want that solid foundation so that you have the sequence, you have the system, and then you can start from there to play with it and experiment with it and have a lot of fun with it. That's exactly what I want for you, and that's what I've created for you inside the Yogipreneur's Guide to Conscious Business Design. So join me. This is your reality check. New Year's 2012, are you going to be excited and have an exciting thing to offer for your community? Are you going to know exactly what you can provide to them? Are you going to know exactly how you can guide even more people with your divine gifts next year? Or are you going to be ringing in the new year, again, throwing more spaghetti at the wall and hoping that this time it'll stick for more than a couple weeks? That's what we're talking about here. So I hope to see you inside the course. If you have any questions for me, on Monday, October 3rd, I am going to be hosting a live Rocktober jam sesh on Facebook. That's right, we're going to be live streaming for about 2 hours. I'll be doing Q&A, having some special guests coming up to chat with me about conscious business design, mindful marketing, and all of these different pieces. I'll be having some of my guest teachers inside the course popping up and talking with you and sharing some of their brilliance and letting you know why this is the program you've been looking for. If you're tired of searching for that magic bullet and instead you really want the solid foundation to grow your business, the solid foundation that's going to allow you to feel so confident in your leadership for your community that you know your divine gifts can shine through, this is what you need to do. On Monday, October 3rd, from 8 p.m. Eastern, that's 5 p.m. Pacific. Join me on the Yogipreneur Facebook page. There's a tab that says live stream, and we're going to be jamming all about conscious business design, mindful marketing. I'll be answering your questions. If you have any questions, you can post them on Facebook for me, and at that time, you will be able to see me just like this on video. I will be answering your questions. I will be sharing some pearls of wisdom about how this has really transformed my business and, for me, even more importantly, my life. This is what has allowed me to be home with my twins, Alexander and Juliana, who are the loves of my life, who really are the reason I do this work, because not only do I want to be an amazing mom and raise just amazing conscious kids, but I want to have a world that they are able to live in where there are more of us. There are more people who are working from a place of service, from a place of sharing our divine gifts, where we're all standing hand in hand, serving the bigger world. That's what I want for my children. I want in 20 years for that to be the world that they're living in, and it can only happen if you are a part of that. So join me on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We're going to have a great time. I can't wait. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, leave them on the Facebook